What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. This is Sunday. This is Power Season 4, Episode 6, New Man. Okay, you guys. Ghost is out of jail. It was a very meaty episode, but before we get into it, remember, if you are new to my channel and you are not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as a member of my tribe. And of course, give me a thumbs up on this video, as well as comment down below. You guys know that we hash it all out in great detail down below, you guys. So without further ado, let's get into it, you guys. Power Season 4, Episode 6, New Man. Okay, you guys, this episode, New Man, opens and ends with Ghost. As you guys know, ever since we started this season, Ghost has been in jail. So this is our first time seeing Ghost out and about as a free man. And he has got some reconciliation to take care of, both business-wise and personal-wise. Having a nightmare about having killed Charlie Murphy, R.I.P. It was very, very brutal, if you guys saw my video review for last week. And he is having a nightmare about it. And he's waking up out of cold sleep and looks over to the other side of the bed, and he sees he is all alone. He is by himself. There is no Tasha. There is no Angela. There is only James and Ghost, okay? So we get to see what we love, and we used to see it a lot during that first season, was all of Omari Hardwick's beautiful, well-sculpted, African melanated body, okay? And it was magnificent. Honey, we got to see shower Ghost, yes, and muscles really know how to catch the light. He, of course, calls Tommy and leaves Tommy a voicemail. No Tommy, all right? He's talking to Tasha and gets the coffee. He is all of James right now. He wants to know where are the kids. I thought they'd be here to help me celebrate me being out. And she is just like, the kids have gone through a lot, James, all right? James wants everything to be back to the way that it was before Angela, kind of semi, sort of hunky-dory. Of course, Tasha's not feeling him, and, she's been through a lot with Ghost. So what's going on with you, Tasha? Where did you sleep last night? Like, he has the right to ask that. And she was just like, I slept in Raina's room. I said, well, I thought we was doing all this to look good for the feds. Terry said we are still not out of the woods. So he shook his head because Terry. So he Terry now? You miss Terry? That's how he was acting. Everything she did for him while he was away, and he just wants to start over, put the past in the past. And she told James, of course, does what James does best. He's being charming. He tells her, I regret that whole Angela situation. I hate the day she ever came into the club, and it's over. It's all over now. And Tasha's like, are you kidding me? I just watched that ish blow up her whole life on the stand for you. And now you telling me that it's all over? He said, come on, Tasha, we need to talk. You right, Ghost. We do need to talk tonight. We'll talk about it tonight. I'll put the kids on pause. I'm coming home. We're going to talk about it tonight. So next we see Tasha. Tasha's at lunch with Keisha. And Keisha is very, very, very hostile. She is feeling some type of way. Tasha is busy exchanging texts with Tariq when she first sits down, and Keisha's telling her they got the chains off the door. I've got to try to get my business back right. I want out of this thing. I don't want to be a part of this thing. And where's your man, by the way? Is your man staying at your house? And Tasha seems like she's semi sort of guilty about this. Now, see, this is what happens when you have dragged your man for your friend, and your friend broke up with your man, but you not. Okay, so I won't say that she doesn't have a reason to be hostile, but I will say that Keisha need to play it cool, because ninjas is dropping like flies. Tasha kind of just tries to schmooze it over, and she says, we just doing things that right now for, he is at the house, but we're doing things right now just for the feds and make it look good, and we gonna wrap that whole thing up with your shop and pull up out of there. I know you worried about it. Then she tries to change the subject. What about this man you've been after? You When the last time you talked to him? Of course, that makes it worse because she blew up Tommy the whole night before and he didn't answer. And this also makes her look side eye at Tasha like, what you know about my man? Did I tell you about my man? What you know about, you know what I'm saying? Why would you bring that up? Why would you bring my man up? Right? And finally, when she gets up, she tells her, I got to go and open my shop and try to straighten my stuff up. And Tasha's like, girl, I understand women want to get their hair done. And she's like, bye, Tasha. Like, I'm not even talking about that frivolous stuff. If you ain't going to talk about what's really going on right now, don't even talk to me at all, girl. As soon as Keisha walks off, Tasha texts Tommy. All right? Next, we see Ghost and Tasha again. And Tasha's at the dinner table. We need to talk about Tariq. That's what she says as soon as he walk in. Ghost, we need to talk about Tariq. And I'm like, okay. Well, first of all, your son spent the night out. You tell your husband that he's not there. He's spending the night out. You going to pick him up. Next thing you know, you talking to him again. You getting texts from Tariq. All right, and you still haven't talked to your son. Now you asking Ghost, who just got out of jail, about Tariq, and you still haven't talked to your son. I just don't understand this. When was the last time you spoke to your son, Tasha? When was the last time you seen your son, Tasha? When was the last time you heard your baby's voice? Like, who goes this long just straight texting? Like, y'all are really not even involved. When she mentions that to Ghost, Ghost says, yeah, we're going to talk about that. But first, let's talk about you taking money from Stern and not even let me know about it. Listen, this coming from a man who does whatever the pluck he wants. Really? Really? She said, I took the money because we needed the money. You was in jail locked up. I'm trying to handle things out here. We needed the money for the kids. Okay. And they had frozen all of our accounts. You know what? The money from Milan should have been enough. And she just kind of looks around. Now, I don't remember exactly what she did with that money from Milan. If you guys remember, please put it down below. Let me know. Because when he said, unless there's something you're not telling me, and she's like, no. No. Right? And she says, listen, we can pay him back easy, you know. And Ghost tells her he don't want money. He want me. He want me to work in the real estate game. He want me to work for him. Okay, another scheme. And she just tries to encourage him and be slick all at the same time. But this is the reason why Ghost did not like her. He started falling out of love with her because he really, really wanted to be James full time and not Ghost anymore. And when he was with Angela, he saw himself as James. When he's with Tasha, he is constantly reminded that he is Ghost. He doesn't really want to be Ghost anymore. But Tasha, as you guys know, loved for him to be in the game. She loved everything that was going along with it. That was their norm, right? So he gonna always be Ghost. So she goes into her ride or die mode. You got this. You can do this. You use this to your advantage. And Ghost says, after thinking about it, he kind of takes a little bit of a breath and he's just like, I don't know how to trust you anymore, Tasha. And she said, well, I don't know how to trust you anymore either. But we all we got. We gonna have to trust each other, right? They are not in love anymore. But what I don't understand is why you still not talking about your son? Why you still not asking about your firstborn? Why you still not sorting this out? When was the last time you saw your children outside the courtroom? Like, what the heck is going on when a whole child is missing and the parents don't give a flip? You haven't talked to your kid now in what, 2 days? Let's talk about Tommy. You guys know Tommy left ominously last episode and went to Chicago at the behest of Petar and the Chicago people, the Serbians in Chicago. He meets the Chicago Connect, our new Lobos, if you will, Jason McIsh. He's the new Lobos, and Tommy thinks he's been brought there about the money and the product not being moved as fast, so he just immediately goes into his ish, talking about, we're moving things around, we're doing things differently, things are moving, don't worry about it, it's all great, steady looking over his shoulder. And Jason McIsh tells him, you can stop looking over your shoulder, I brought you here to talk. And oh, so Tommy's like, okay, cool. And he says, listen, everything gonna be cool. Ghost is out of prison now. This is what the guy said. He say, but we need to move on from Ghost. And Tommy's listening. And he says, no more club, no more Ghost. Um, we need to move forward from Ghost. We need to, I don't want you to have any more dealings with Ghost. We need to end this whole Ghost situation. And of course, Tommy says to him, I've been through this before. I went through this last year. I'm not killing Ghosts. And can't nobody make me kill ghosts. And so the guy's like, listen, I don't do body counts like that. I don't need another body, and plus you'll be the first suspect. No. How you feel about California? I want you to go out to California. I'm expanding my reach. I want you to work both coasts. But no ghosts. Ghosts cannot be involved. And Tommy's like, oh yeah, cool, cool, cool. That's completely doable. And go heading back tonight. Tonight we're gonna celebrate. Okay, later on we see Tommy at dinner with the Serbs and it's full of women. Tommy has already been drinking and eating and he is feeling good and he is talking way, way too much. I feel like from one mob boss to the next, right? You know how Tommy think. Okay, this is a problem that Ghost used to have with him. He can talk too much. So Milan comes up and out of Tommy's mouth and he has this conversation about and there's this pan out to the bodyguard who's just behind McIsh. And McIsh comes back into focus, and that's when he serves up this Serbian specialty. I mean, Tommy's going on and on and on about Milan and him eating people, and I don't know if that's a Serbian thing. He takes a little bit of a drink, and oh, dude, yeah, give me some more. Then we see them walking out to the car together, the two bodyguards, McIsh and Tommy is still talking and feeling good. I mean, he is good and toasty. By the time they pop the trunk to put him in it, he's like, "What's going on?" Thump. He gets knocked out and put in the trunk. All right. When Tommy comes to, he can hear the Serbians talking in the car. They talking in their language, so he don't know what's going on, right? So they get him out, and of course he's like, "What the f is going on here?" They take him to a freshly dug grave, and he look at it, and he knows this is the moment. This is Casino. This is Goodfellas. Okay, this is all of that. All right. This freshly dug grave is bad news for somebody. Well, Tommy's like, what's going on? What's happening? I thought we were straight. I thought we was gonna connect up, and I was gonna do the whole East Coast, West Coast type situation going on. What's up? What's up? And he was like, you admitted to killing Milan. He was like, yeah, that was approved. And he was like, no, it was not. Patar told us. Now, Patar has gotten out of the car and come around, and he is in the light. And the minute Tommy see him, of course, Tommy is, again, truly psychotic. So he is just like, what the freak, Patar? You better be here to save my life. I'm going to rip your throat out through your butt. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Psychotic. He don't know enough to be scared. He is instead angry. Well, evidently Patar told him that a rival gang told McIsh that a rival gang killed Milan. And Patar is playing it like, oh, well, it wasn't until you told me that I only learned the same time you learned that really Tommy killed Milan on his own. And so he is just like, you're gonna get what you deserve, Tommy, for killing Milan without my permission. Yeah. So we see this woman, Serbian woman, get out of the car. Tatiana gets out of the car and she hears the whole spiel. And Tommy just tells him straight up, he told me that you guys had given him permission. He was there present when I killed Milan. He was right there present when it all happened. He knows that he lied and told me that. And so Tatiana and McIsh step off and they talk about it for a minute. When he comes back, he takes the gun and brings it up, and Tommy closes his eyes because he feel like this is it. They all Serbian, and it's just little old me. He closes his eyes, and when he closes his eyes and gets ready to go and meet the maker, he sees Holly. And he is snapped out of it by a gunshot, but he's not shot. Of course, it's Patar. Patar falls into the grave, right? And McIsh tells Tatiana, "Thank you for your good advice on what I needed to do, and also, Tommy, you free to go. We're gonna do good business together." And they burying Patar, and Tommy is he a little shook. But again, he told me he used to all of this. I like the way y'all do business and all of that, but you can never be behind me again. He gives Tommy the keys to the car, and they go their separate ways, right? Tommy on his way back from Chicago, on his way back to New York, and he passes a sign that say Cleveland 50 miles, right? And he starts thinking. He gets off the exit, and next thing we know, we see him sitting on a suburban street corner looking at a real estate guy. Gonna be a whole open house. He goes inside. Well, Tommy goes inside before the open house starts and pretends like he's looking for a house, but he's really questioning this guy. And the guy finally gets around to asking him, "Do you have any kids? You know, since you're buying a house, you got a family?" And he's like, "No, you got any kids?" And the guy says, "Yeah, I had two daughters." And what about Holly? And Holly, that's my niece. Okay. And he said, "Oh, okay. So, did you, F the niece?" And the guy's like, "What are you talking about?" Like he realizes now this is not he's selling a house. He's not gonna sell a house to this man. It's something going on. And he tells Tommy, "What do you mean that you raped her night after night when she used to live with y'all?" And he said, well, she wanted it. Some girls just want it. You know what I'm saying? I gave her what she wanted." And Tommy loses it. He has a bat. And he commences to, on behalf of Holly, whether it was retribution, revenge, whatever, starts bashing this guy's head in and kills him right there in this open house for sale, right? By this time, we have had everybody text Tommy to find out where Tommy is. Now we're going to talk about Julio, Dre, and the cake eater, right? So Julio is meeting up with Cake Eater, aka Marshmallow. That's the one that Tommy gave his phone on last week. And he wants to know immediately, have you talked to Tommy? And of course, Marshmallow says, "No, we don't talk every day." But he knows that Tommy is going to Chicago, but obviously he feels like he doesn't need to tell this for whatever reason. And at this same time, Dre pulls up to the meetup. And as soon as Julio sees Dre, he's like, "There goes that mother sucker." Walks up to him and immediately goes in on Dre. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Dre is playing it all cool. Ghost is out of jail right now. And Julio says, "Oh, Ghost is out of jail." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm about to go talk to him now, meet up with him at the club and talk to him now." And Julio is like, "I saw you with that Ninja Canaan. What the heck is up with that? We're not supposed to talk to him or deal with him at all. As a matter of fact, when we see him, we're supposed to kill him." Dre has been setting Julio up for the okie doke all of this time. He is truly, truly turned to the dark side, and he just begins to spit the game and lay the bait. And then, so Dre runs the game. How can I shoot him in my club? I can't very well shoot him in front of everybody else. He asked me about getting up in the business and doing some business. I told him hell no and put him out. So will you talk to Tommy about this? I haven't talked to Tommy yet to tell him about this. And he says, he brings up Cristobal. And what's this going on with? I hear about you giving Cristobal more weight. And Julio is like, "Yeah, I don't understand that." And again, they've got this all worked out, Cristobal and Dre. And Dre tells him he's got some new connects. And he thinks that though these new connects can replace Cristobal and get rid of Cristobal altogether, since he running around here talking about things he don't need to be talking about, right? Leo says, "Well, I need to talk to Tommy about this first." He's like, "Man, come on. You already know, like I know, that Tommy is gonna be mad if you come to him with this. You the distro. You're supposed to handle this yourself. All you got to do is meet with these new people, connect with them, make a new deal. And so when you bring the Cristobal situation to him, you can already have a solution in place." And it makes perfect sense to Julio, because he, you know, for whatever reason, does not feel this heightened sense of betrayal in the air. He does not. Okay. And so he kind of just buys it all. "Okay, we gonna meet later." They dap, and then as soon as they part ways, Dre's texting Cristobal talking about, "I need to see you." Then we see Dre with Cristobal and a gang, the 718 gang, right? And they talking about Julio. And Dre is conspiring with Cristobal and the 718 gang to get rid of Julio as the distro. Now we know that Ghost is the reason why Julio did not get killed out of the gang. Blood in, blood out. But since Dre says since Ghost not in the game no more, all deals are off. And this is the reason why 718 gang can kill him dead. Now he tells them he can deliver Julio to them, but the only condition is they cannot make it look like a gang hit, because if they do that, it's going to put the spotlight on him and them. Okay, so then we see Julio come in to meet with Dre, and instantly he realizes, after calling Dre's name one time, that it's a setup. The boys walk out. He sees the one leader of the 718 gang approaching him, and there's two behind, and all three of them got knives. Well, he tells them, "Hey, you guys can't do this. Can't do this, man. Uh, Ghost has me under his protection." He tells him, "No. Ghost out of the game. That mean all bets are off. You won't have to pay for your betrayal. You should have never left us. You already know what the rules are: blood in and blood out." So Julio already knows what he has to do, and he does a good job. He puts up a good fight. He puts the other two down and wounds the leader a good bit. He kills one of them, and then and it's got the other two. One of them is down on the ground. Now he's already been shanked by the leader already one time. It's survivable, right? Like, survivable. And then the other one's down on the ground, and as he's got this pipe, and he's moving around and moving around and moving around, the one that's on the ground cuts that calf muscle. All right, severs all movement. He can't move that leg at all. It's a very crippling move, right? And so he is hobbling. He is hobbling, and the guy is going around and around in a circle and shanks him again. I was like, God, dog, you could have survived the other one. You probably can survive. You ain't gonna never walk right again from this cutting of the hamstring, but we can still do this, okay? He's got the pipe. He goes around, and the guy finally hits him again. Boom, knocks him down. Gets on top of him and cuts off that 718 on his neck, which is not what he was supposed to do, because that is indicative of what a gang member does. They take their number back. He's holding that skin, and Julio has been crying and screaming. It's so bloody, and then he just kills him some more. Eh, 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 Julio's dead. Not really, because he turns on his belly and tries to walk off, and he is dragging blood, and he is gargling blood, and horrible, horrible, very, very brutal. So R.I.P. to Julio. Okay, so Ghost and Kanan. Now, James has left Tasha. They have agreed to meet later. He is on his way down to the shop. The federales are there, and they are taking the chain and the signs off the door. The paparazzi is there. The news report doesn't say a word. He goes inside. He hits the lights on in truth on, turns them on. And he is walking like the cat's meow. He's glad to be back. He's breathing in the daddy's home, right? Outside, we see Kanan in the car across the street watching Ghost, all right? As he's getting out to go in to approach Ghost, Stern pulls up. So Ghost sees Stern as he walks into the club. In walks Stern, and he is, "Oh, you got a suit on. It's quite a different outfit. You look like a new man." Stern just begins to spit it. Ghost is like, "What the heck are you doing here?" And he's like, "That's no way to talk to a creditor." Creditor, yeah, obviously you haven't talked to your wife. Well, she borrowed a great deal of money, a large sum of money from me, and I'm here to collect on it. And Ghost is not really sure what to think about it. Like, he doesn't even, what are we talking about here? So he lays it all down. Why? I need you to work for me. I want you to run this real estate business as a minority. It'll be a good look for me, and it'll be a good cover for you. Let's talk about it over Chinese food. Of course, James doesn't want to talk about it, but what choice does he have? Meanwhile, Kanan is outside, and he has called Jukebox, who, if you remember, has Tariq, okay, held hostage. Unbeknownst to Tariq, I wasn't really sure when he was going to realize he was being held hostage, but okay. And you can hear on the phone that Kanan really is, I think he's afraid for Tariq, because he knows Jukebox is ruthless and heartless, but at the same time, I think he is genuinely afraid of Jukebox. And he explains to her what the situation is, why he can't approach Ghost, and she tells him, "Listen, you already know what's going on. Don't muck this up, and don't call me back until you have got good news for me." All right. Meanwhile, Ghost is inside, and he is getting ready to have lunch with Stern, and he gets a call from, guess who? Terese. And Terese wants to know why Tommy hasn't answered the phone yet. And Ghost tells him he's working on it, okay? So then you guys, in one of what I consider to be one of the most creepy scenes in Power history is Jukebox talking to Tariq. And he tells her when he sees her gets off the phone, was that Slim? And she was like, what, you eavesdropping now? And he was like, no, 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 I'm just waiting on Slim and I'm wondering, when he's coming in. And she's like, you don't need to worry about all that. He getting the crew up and the supplies up for the next lick. And then he's going to come here. So you need to just be patient. He said, well, it's just that I told my mom last time that I wouldn't disappear again, and I can't let it happen again. And she's looking at him like, are you kidding me? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about your mama, trust me. That's how she looks at him. And she was like, well, I thought you said your mama wasn't going to be a problem. And he was like, well, no, she not. And he tells her, give me your phone, I'll handle your mama, right? So when Tasha was sitting down at dinner with Keisha, that's who she's getting a text from. She's not getting a text from Tariq, okay? Which she would have known, because as soon as my son had changed the plans for the third or fourth time, mama, can I spend the night? I would have been on the phone with him like, what the heck is going on? Let me talk to so-and-so, mama. Let me see what's happening. But no, Tasha was so busy being distracted by Keisha and all the mess that she got Keisha wrapped up in. She just told her son, okay, fine. Really wasn't her son, it was Jukebox. So Jukebox feels like it's fine. Well, Tariq asks her, how'd you get your name Jukebox? And she said, because I knew every song on the radio and I could sing it perfect. I could imitate anyone. So he throws out a couple of names, Midnight Train to Georgia, that's Gladys Knight, Mahalia Jackson, you mean Mahalia Jackson? Okay, so so she has brought him another cup of lean. Now he been drinking all that time and playing the video game in an abandoned house that has absolutely no furniture and sheets and stuff over the window. He cool with all of this. He's also cool with the sheer and utter hostility that he continues to get from Jukebox. None of that causes him any pause. He stay looking like the side eye emoji. To me, Tariq looked like the side eye emoji. Okay, he always looks just a little bit like Garfield. All right, and just completely oblivious, right? So she's bringing him more lean, and he's saying, I got to go, and that's when he asked about Jukebox. And by the time she got to singing that lullaby to him and rocking that baby to sleep all quiet, I mean, she looking at him as he just walks up on him, gets right close to his face. She's like, night night, little ninja. Later we see Tariq in the bathroom and she is bamming on the door trying to get him to come out. He was like, give me a minute. She was like, shake it off and get out here. Still, he's not suspect to her. He walks out right past her. He was like, I got to go tell Slim I'll talk to him later. I got to go. I got to run. And she was like, ain't nobody say you was leaving. He was like, no, I need to go because my mom, still completely oblivious. You have been passed out. You have been drunk. This woman is bamming on the door, it being real hostile. No one else has showed up at all. And he's walking along, not thinking about it, and whack! Hits him in the back of the head and knocks him out. Next time we see Tariq is tied to a chair. Okay, so Ghost is on his way walking down the street, just happy-go-lucky. He's taking care of a few things here, a few things there. Boom! Gets pushed up against the car. What the heck is going on? He looks around. He sees Kanan's face. He is shocked. And Kanan's like, yeah, surprise, mother sucker. You wasn't expecting to see me again. But I got your son. Unless you get in the car, I make sure I kill him. Kill him dead. So Ghost is like, you better not kill my son. If you touch my son, I will. He was like, yeah, you gonna do what? Gets Ghost in the car. They get in the car, they riding along. Of course, Kanan's got to get a whole spiel because all of this, everything, including Sean, is because he is so pissed off at Ghost and what Ghost did in the past. They used to be close. I taught you everything. You betrayed me. Why would you betray me? And James is like, no, listen. That has nothing to do with Tariq. Keep him out of it and deal just with me. And of course, Kanan is like, shut up. You ain't running nothing here. You ain't doing this. You know what I'm saying? And he tells him, just drive and and we're gonna talk about what to do. Well, Ghost sees a cop car as he's driving, and Kanan tells him pull over because I think you're trying to be slick, and I hate to have to kill you out here and then kill your son, right? So he tells him to Skinny, I need money. You're gonna pay me to get your son back, and that is how you gonna repay me. And Ghost is like, I'm tapped out. I just got out of jail. I don't have any money. Where am I gonna get the money from? He's like, you find a way to get whatever else you need. You're gonna find a way to get that. And it comes to Ghost, he know where to get the money from. All right. So they go to get the money. Guess where he getting the money from? They getting the money from Tommy's stash house. This is going to be a disaster, you guys. A disaster. All right. So he gets outside of the stash house. Cake Eater's there. Is three, I think two guards or three guards outside, two guards outside and the money counter inside. They run the game. It's the same hustle they used to run when they was working together, Kanan and Ghost. You go around back, Kanan, I'm gonna go through the front door. Ghost goes inside, he sees Cake Eater. Cake Eater's like, I can't let you up. And Ghost was like, I just talked to Tommy. And Cake Eater was like, I know you lying because nobody has talked to Tommy. I got Tommy's phone. He didn't say that, but that's what he was thinking. Come on, man, I can't let you up till I talk to Tommy. And he, of course, quickly overcomes Cake Eater, which is why we call him Cake Eater, aka Marshmallow. Goes on upstairs, sees another guy. Womp, womp, womp. Knocks him out. In comes Kanan from the side door, and they both go into the cash room by themselves where they see the guy, headphones on, he's counting. Ghost gives him a little tap. Now, Ghost gun don't have no bullets. He needed a gun in order to overpower him, but Kanan wouldn't give him any bullets, right? But Kanan gun got bullets. And so the guy says, I don't want no trouble. I'm load the bag up full of money. Goes to load the bag up full of money. He makes a slick move to reach behind him and pull his gun out his waistband. Kanan shoots him in the head and kills him. Of course, Ghost loses it. Why would you kill him? You said wouldn't nobody get hurt. You saw him. He was about to make a move for his piece. They load everything up, head out. Meanwhile, Tasha is calling while they in the middle of robbing Tommy, his best friend's stash house. And he has to talk to her and try to soothe her about Tariq. She's like, we need to talk about Tariq. What's going on with Tariq? I got Tariq. I went to pick Tariq up, and Tariq, they say that Tariq went to a girl's house. And he was like, yeah. Well, why would he tell you about the girl and not tell me? This Tosh and Ghost is like, maybe because I'm a man, he felt more comfortable talking about a girl with me than you. And she's like, you know what? I appreciate you taking the lead on this. And I just, and he's like, Tasha. She's like, what? I'm just want to talk to you about what we talked about earlier today. Tasha, we'll talk about it later. He gets on off the phone. So they riding along now, going to take the money to meet up and get Tariq. So Ghost is in full James mode. We already know he's not just charming to the women. He can really talk a mean game to men folk as well. So he's kind of pleading his case with Kanan. He's telling the man, you mean to tell me you didn't feel that back there, our connection? Obviously, we used to work together real good, and we still got it as a team. Why don't you just take me and take my son out of this? All right. And tell me, man, who's got Tariq? And Kanan lays it on him. She run these streets harder than any man she like Badusi, but she ain't got no heart. And James knows immediately he means jukebox. He say jukebox, and there is this look of dread that comes over his face because he realizes, first of all, somebody is going to die. Either they gonna get this money and they gonna kill us both, or they gonna kill my son. I can't have that. So when they get to where it is she is holding Tariq, they on like the back alley part of the house, and they get out the car and he tells him, come on, man, don't let him kill my son. Don't do this. And Kanan feels some type of way, of course, because he has kind of, fallen for Tariq. All right. So he puts a gun in and puts a set of bullets in the gun he gave James, and James immediately turns the gun around on Kanan. And Kanan said, you think I didn't know that you was gonna do that? He said, Ghost said, well, why you give me the gun? He said, because I don't know what's going on in there. I don't know what's going on in this woman's head. Yeah, she gonna try to kill you and your son, but I don't know how many people in there. I don't know what she gonna do to me either. So we best work this out together, and we gonna save your son. So they pretend to tie Ghost's hands, right? And Kanan and Ghost go into the house carrying the money bag, and He acts like no big deal. Got this, got him, got Tariq. I told you it all work out. You know, this is Kanan to Jukebox. And James sees Tariq and he says, son, you're gonna be all right, son. You're gonna be all right. This is gonna be all right. And he tells Jukebox, please let my son go. And she's like, it ain't even about your son. It's about the 10 years you stole from him, talking about Kanan. Like, really, you thinking about Kanan in this whole situation, Jukebox? Or are you just bound, being determined to kill somebody and get money for something, right? So Ghost tries to make a false move, you know, a little quick, little slick move, and Jukebox sees him and pulls the gun up, and she's like, y'all two ninjas trying to pull a fast one on me? Y'all trying to set me up? Puts the gun in Tariq's head. Tariq's dead. Really? Now you scared? Now you finally frightened? Now you finally got facial expression, Tariq? Goodbye. So, Ghost is like, no, 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 no. And she is like, she goes into her spiel. Should I let him watch you die, or should I let you watch him die? Other way around. And so she gets in her mind, she gonna expose Kanan to Tariq. Crazy, right? Crazy. I thought she was talking, when she first said, tell him who you really are, I thought she was talking to Ghost, but she was talking to Kanan. And Kanan tells him, I was a friend with your dad. I grew up with your dad. And I'm Kanan. And your dad and I fell out, and I gamed you and ran game on you to get back at your dad. And it was all for money. Tell him the rest of it. Tell him about Sean. Now, y'all remember Tariq was very, very close with Sean, right? He tells Tariq that I killed Sean. I killed my own son, Sean. I did. Because he was soft. And I do it again because he was soft. And Tariq is just like, still real emoji face. Just Ghost tries to make another move, and Jukebox brings the guns up. Hold it, mother sucker. And when she takes her gun off Tariq, Kanan shoots Jukebox 3 times in the heart. Boom, boom, boom. Up against the wall, right behind Tariq. It slides down, bloody wall. Okay. Tariq is cut loose and he runs to hug Ghost. Now, he's not hugging Ghost. Ghost is kind of holding him up. Tariq is in Ghost's arm, kind of like a dead body. Kanan walks up to Jukebox's body and it's like, you stupid-ish. You just had to go spitting your mouth off. He then immediately, Kanan turns the gun on Ghost and Tariq. Tariq has got his back to Kanan, and Ghost is looking right at him as he's holding up Tariq's stunned body. They both just kind of look at each other like, basically, Tariq hasn't been shot, but all of his innocence, all of his youth is dead. And in that moment, when Kanan and Ghost look at each other, they realize this ish has gone too far. Enough is enough. And Kanan picks up the money bag, and he tells Tariq, I'll see you around, little nigga, right? Meanwhile, Ghost is saying, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. And Tariq has the most glazed over look in his eyes. And that is how the episode ends, with Tariq looking not only shocked and stunned and forever changed, but we got a body count that is like none other, you guys. So let's go over our body count real quick and our auxiliary characters, and then we're gonna get out of your hair. All right, so our body count so far, we have Charlie Murphy, R.I.P. Baby Seal Eyes, he's not important. Julio, rest in peace, Julio. Qatar, you got what you deserve. Holly's molester, you got what you deserve. And Jukebox, you definitely got what you deserve. Anika Noni Rose plays this role so hard and so creepy. I was afraid of Anika Noni Rose. Okay, definitely. Let's talk about our auxiliary characters. Keisha, if you know this game and you know what it's about, you will definitely be quiet, because the body count is stacking up, and I don't think anybody here has a problem putting you on top of the heap. Jason McIsh, that's our new Lobos. What's up with this Tatiana lady? What's happening with that? Obviously, Terese has decided that he is not gonna let up, and if he know, like we know, he'll get out of this whole Ghost and Tommy situation so that he can live another day. That's it for Power, you guys. Season 4, episode 6, New Man. It was brutal. It's kind of freaking me out a little bit. The best part about this episode, no Angela, you guys. Okay, you guys, until next time, thank you so much for joining me. Please, please, please remember to subscribe to my channel, rate, thumbs up, and comment down below. What did you guys think about this episode? Okay, until next time, honeybees. Mwah.